Hello, Akwaaba. Welcome to Akwaaba Yoga. My name is Mark, and it's a pleasure to be with you on the mat today. We're going to go through a 25 minute flow on the mat. But before we kick off, let's all come into a comfortable seated position. If you're watching it live, then again, as I always say, just watch out for any injuries you might be carrying. Really listen to your body. I do encourage us always to take modifications, to use blocks. I'm sitting on a block right now to give myself a bit of length in the spine, but most of all just enjoy. But yeah, come to a comfortable seat position, either cross-legged or maybe come to your shins. And just come to stillness before we start. Just close our eyes, maybe place your hands on your knees or on your lap. Become aware of your energy at the start of this practice. Feeling that energy, feeling a bit low or a bit heavy. Just acknowledge what it feels like, give it a nod. But know that that doesn't define who you are. Don't have to stay in a particular state based on external forces or what might be going on in your life. We always have an opportunity to connect with the here and now, with ourselves. And that's what I hope that we can embrace whilst we're on the mat today. Ability just to switch off from outside noises, from external interference, and just become comfortable in ourselves and our bodies. Let's take a long, deep inhale in. Breathe, 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 and exhale out slowly. Let's go again, deep inhale in. Feel your chest lifting and your ribs expanding, and hold before releasing. Your eyes are closed. Just blink the eyes open. I'm going to turn and line our backs. Come off the block, put to one side. Just have the knees facing the ceiling. Feet are hip distance apart. Just take your arms out to the sides and slowly come down onto the back. So the soles of the feet are flat on the mat and the knees are pointing up. Just place the right hand on the belly, left hand on the heart. Shuffle the feet together and let the knees drop out to the side as we come into Supta Baddha Konasana. So letting gravity just take control here as the knees are unsupported. If it's feeling a bit uncomfortable, if your body's calling for it today, feel free to place maybe a tall book or a block underneath your thigh just for some support. So now we're feeling the mat supporting our backs, our torso, our sacrum, lower back, our glutes, our thoracic spine, back of the skull, back of the arms. Start to shake the head or roll the head on the mat from side to side as we massage out through the back of the skull. Start to draw the knees back in towards centre. You're going to hug the knees into the chest as we lengthen out through the lower back. Just pull your knees in as you interlace your hands in front of the respective shins. Just draw the knees in. Just find the space and lower back. On the next inhale, we're going to rock up to a seated position. We're going to lengthen out through our legs, through both legs. Let's curl our toes towards the face. On the inhale, let's float the arms up towards the ceiling. We're nice and tall for the spine. And on the exhale, we're bending from the hips just to our edge, but we can't go any further. We're going to drop our arms down to the side, so we're still long in the neck. As we're curling our toes towards the face, we're feeling a stretch coming into our hamstrings. So we're giving the intention of drawing our chest towards our shins here. If it helps, you want to maybe place your hands either side of your thighs, or either side of the shins, or maybe the feet. Might breathe in, reach. Just use the resistance of the hands under the thighs or the knees or the shins or the soles of the feet to draw the chest a bit further forward. Slowly release out. Let's come back up. We're going to turn, come into our tabletop. So the hands, the knees, the feet are all hip distance apart. I'm going to come into cat and cow. So I'm going to just undulate through the back here. So find movement in the spine. On the inhale, let's take the gaze up towards the front back and we'll draw the shoulder blades together. Belly comes down, tailbone goes high. Exhale, I'm going to round in the upper back so we press our hands into the mat. So find space in between the shoulder blades, take our gaze to our navel. And to reverse out again, deep inhale. Let's take that gaze up. And on the exhale, we're rounding in the upper back. Draw the navel to the spine. One more, deep breath in. Exhale to round. Just come into freedom of movement here. Maybe to shuffle the body forwards and back, or take a figure of 8 with the hips. So figure of 8, figure of 4, figure of 8. Just come into a free sense of movement, with no judgment. Slowly, let's come into stillness. Come into a neutral spine. Let's take one more cat and cow. So deep breath in to take the gaze up. The tailbone goes high, belly comes down. Exhale to round. Come back to neutral spine. Bring the toes together. Bring the bum down towards the heels as you come into Balasana, our child's pose. So we're just bringing the forehead towards the mat. May or may not reach. If it's not there, then again, feel free to place a block underneath the forehead. Some of us might find this a little bit uncomfortable. You can always lift the chest up off the thighs just a little bit to find a bit of space to breathe. Either variation is fine. On the next breath, let's all push up. Come back into our tabletop with the curl the toes under, press our hands into the mat, lengthen out through the arms, tailbone goes high, downward facing dog. I'm just going to walk out through the feet here. As we're stretching out our calf muscles. On the next breath, let's energetically draw our heels down towards the floor. Our gaze goes towards the back of the mat in between the feet. A deep breath in here together and sigh out. On the next breath, let's take our gaze to the front of the mat. We're going to lift that through that right leg so it's parallel with the floor. And on the next breath, jump that right foot through and then bring the left leg, the left foot to meet the right. Come to the front of the mat as we meet our forward fold. The feet hips apart. Maybe take a slight bend in the knees and just sway the body from side to side. Slowly sway the body. So we come into a standing position. The shoulders roll back. The head come up last. The chin lifts up off the chest. The palms are facing forwards. Tadasana. Here we find ourselves meeting in our mountain pose. Deep inhale in and exhale out. Bring our hands to the centre of our chest. On the next inhale, let's float the arms up towards the ceiling. Deep breath in. Exhale, bend the front of the hips to come all the way down. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands on the shins, lengthen out through the arms. Exhale, soften to release. Now float the arms up towards the ceiling once again. Exhale, hands into prayer at the centre of our chest. We go again. Deep breath in. To take the prayer high, to the gaze out towards the hands. Exhale, bending from the hips to come all the way down. Uttanasana. Inhale to find our halfway lift. Long in the neck. Exhale, soften to release. Inhale to float the arms up towards the ceiling once again. Exhale, hands into prayer at the centre of our chest. Go one more time. Inhale to float the arms up. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, soften to release. Inhale to go high up the arms. Exhale, hands into prayer at the centre of our chest. From here, we're going to take the weight into the right sole of the foot. Keep our hands in prayer, or place the arms either side of the body, the palms are facing forwards. On the next inhale, we're going to start to lift that left leg up. Taking a bend in that left knee, the sole of the foot is parallel to the floor. We're going to come into warrior three, so we're going to float that left leg back. As we seize all the body forwards. Just find strength in that right leg, so we're drawing our quad muscles away from the knees. So right leg is nicely grounded into the floor. You can take your hands into prayer at the centre of the chest, or maybe into superhero arms. One more breath. Let's drop down to the left toes. So find ourselves coming into our crescent lunge. So our left heel's off the floor. We're engaging through our core, nice and long in the torso. Maybe place your hands on the right thigh. Or if we're ready, we're going to float the arms up towards the ceiling. Taking the hands nice and tall, breathing beyond the fingers here for 3, for 2, for 1. On the next breath, we're going to cartwheel the hands down towards the front of the mat. Drop down onto that left knee. And curl the left toes. Finding ourselves coming into our low lunge. So from here, we're finding a stretch into our left hip flexor. Again, let's peel the chest away from the right thigh. Finding a softness as we're bending into that right knee. Bringing our left hip a bit close towards the floor. Feel free to take the arms up towards the ceiling for 3, 2, for 1. Let's bring our hands down towards the front of the mat. Come into a stretch into the right hamstring. Walking the hands back, curling the right toes towards the face. Again, we're bending from the hip and energetically drawing our chest down towards the right shin. Going nice and long in the neck here. 3, for 2, for 1. On the next breath, start to walk the hands forward as we bend back into that right knee. Place both hands on the inside of the right foot, swing the right leg back. As we come again into our tabletop, let's curl the toes under. Lift the knees up off the mat, press the hands into the floor, downward facing dog. So get a deep breath in together and exhale out. On the next breath, we're going to come high in our toes, jump or step. Let's meet at the front of the mat. Now forward fold. Inhale to come to a halfway lift, hands on the shins, lengthen out once again through the arms. Exhale, soften to release. Inhale, bend into the knees, let's shoot the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands into prayer at the centre of our chest. This time I'm going to take the weight into the left foot. So again, we're feeling grounded through the left foot, the left sole of the foot, and we slowly start to lift the right foot up off the floor, taking the bend in that right knee before coming into our warrior three. So we're seesawing. The torso forward and the right leg goes back. Maybe keep your hands into prayer at the centre of the chest, or float the arms forward. But nice and long in the neck, long in the back leg. Engaging through the left quad to really feel grounded through that left leg. Just drop down onto the right toes. We're taking a bend into that left knee. So we're coming into our crescent lunge. So feeling as if we're pressing the back heel, the right heel towards the back of the room. So we're lengthening out through that back leg. Feel free to take a bend in that knee that works for you today. If you want to play good balance, just lift the arms up towards the ceiling, engaging through the core for 3, for 2, for 1. On the next breath, let's bring the hands down to the front of the mat. We're going to drop down to our right knee, uncurl the right toes, get ready for low lunge on the left side. Once we feel grounded through the left sole of the foot, I start to peel the chest away. My left thigh. Find a bend into that left knee. This time I'm finding a stretch through the right hip flexor. So lovely postures to hold, particularly if you've just gone out for maybe a bike ride or a run. Let's float the arms up towards the ceiling for 1 breath before bringing the hands back down towards the floor. We're going to find a stretch into our left hamstring here, so we're going to walk the hands back, coming up onto the left heel, curling the left toes in towards the face. And energetically, we're going to draw our chest towards our left shin. Find the bend and stretch into our left hamstring. 3, 2, for 1. Just come up tall, start to bend back into that left knee. Walk the hands forward. Place both hands on the inside of the left foot. Swing that left leg back as we find ourselves coming back into our tabletop. We're going to curl the toes under, lift the knees up off the floor, taking the weight into our hands, into our feet. So to press the hands into the mat as we energetically draw the heels down, lifting up through the tailbone, downward facing dog. Let's take a deep inhale in together and exhale out. On the next breath, let's come high on the toes. Jump or step, meet at the front of the mat. On the inhale, come into a halfway lift, hands on the shin, lengthen out through the arms. Exhale, soften to release. Let's bend into the knees as much as we need so we can touch the front of the mat. Let's lift the heels up off the floor. Start to come down onto our bumps. The knees are pointing up towards the ceiling. Once again, take the arms out to the side. Slowly bring our backs down towards the mat. And come to a supine twist before we finish. For this variation, we can either just drop both knees down towards the left side of the room. Taking our left hand and placing it on the right ribs. Letting the right arm fan out to the side and taking our gaze over towards the right hand. Another variation, shuffle the feet over towards the right side of the mat. So let's lift that right leg up and over the left leg. And from here we're going to drop both knees over towards the side. Maybe place the left hand on the top of the, or the outside of the right leg. Again, we're opening up the body, taking our gaze towards the right side of the room. Again, this is a lovely asana to explore. If you suffer from lower back pain, or sciatica. Another 2 breaths. Another 1. Whichever variation we're in, just bring the knees back. So pointing up towards the ceiling. And let's come to the other side. So again, either drop both knees down towards the right side of the room, taking the gaze over towards the left side. Or alternatively, you can lift that left knee up and over the right knee before we drop both knees down towards the mat. Placing the right hand on the outside of the left thigh, taking that gaze over towards the left side of the room. On the next breath, let's once again draw the knees back up towards centre. Just hug the knees in one final time, in towards the chest. From here we're going to take our hands and place them just behind the hamstrings. We'll lift the shins up and take the feet so they're parallel with the ceiling. So come into happy baby. Just finding a gentle stretch through the hips here. Start to draw the knees down towards the armpits. Before bringing the legs back down towards the mat, just go along in the body. Just let the feet flop out to the side. Just place our arms down to our side, maybe the palms facing up towards the ceiling, or alternatively maybe right hand on the belly, left hand on the heart. Let's take a deep inhale in together and sigh it out. Come to Shavasana, our eyes closed. Recently in the Ujjayi breathing you might have been doing. Feel free to stay in Shavasana for as long as you might want or need today. Otherwise, let's draw our knees back in towards our chest. Start to take the knees clockwise and anti-clockwise as we massage out through the lower back or through our sacrum. And on the next breath, on the inhale, let's rock up into a seated position. I'm going to come sit on the block once again, or alternatively, you can come onto your shins. The essence of going into different asanas is to prepare us, to prepare the body for an extended period of sitting down, an extended period of stillness. As we move to the position of meditation, observing stillness. On the next breath, let's bring our hands into prayer at the centre of the chest. Take a deep inhale in. And exhale out. Feel free to blink open your eyes, and thank you very much. All done. Hope you enjoyed this session. As always, feel free to hit the like and subscribe button, or follow us on Instagram at Akwaaba Yoga. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you again on the map very soon. Thank you, take care, goodbye.